Welcome once again to SoCo Chat, a podcast where we hear directly from county leaders, discuss the latest news, and talk about all things concerning our beautiful corner of California known as Sonoma County.
Welcome back to SoCo Chat. I'm your host, Matt Brown, Deputy Communications Manager for the County of Sonoma. Thank you for joining us. Victims of domestic violence often don't know where to turn for support. The criminal justice system can provide some relief for survivors, but after a trial and conviction, the long process of healing begins. This is where the Family Justice Center steps in. The Family Justice Center, Sonoma County, empowers victims to live free from family violence and abuse by providing comprehensive services centered on and around the victim through a single point of access. It is a collaborative made up of multiple partner agencies who work together to provide a variety of services all in one location. Building on that strong interagency collaboration, the Family Justice Center protects the vulnerable, stops the violence, and restores hope. Here to talk about the work that they do is Marsha Lucien, the Executive Director of the Family Justice Center. But before we get to our interview, I want to start with our trivia question. Our question today is, when is Domestic Violence Awareness Month? If you know, call us at 707-565-2242 or email us at publicaffairs@sonomacounty.gov. If you're correct, you'll be entered into our weekly drawing for a chance to win a SoCo Chat coffee mug. So with that, let's get on with our discussion. Welcome, Marsha. Thanks for being here.
Welcome, Matt. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, well, it's so great to have you here just to talk about the Family Justice Center and all the work you do. So for our listeners who may not be familiar with the Family Justice Center, can you just start with an overview of what you do, then the work you do, and how you do it?
Absolutely. So the Family Justice Center is a warm and welcoming place where families or individuals who've been impacted by family violence or domestic violence can come and receive services. They're all free. They're confidential. We have over 20 on-site partners at the FJC. So instead of having to go to multiple locations trying to coordinate services for themselves, they can come to one location and we can coordinate all of the services for them.
That's really important to have a one-stop shop. So as a victim, I'm sure you're, having to share your story with the, service provider, and just having to only share that once is better than trying to share it with multiple people, having to relive that trauma, I'm sure,
over and over again.
Right.
Yeah, you are correct. And I always make the comparison. Like, I personally like to bake, but if I have to go to more than 3 locations trying to get ingredients, it's probably not going to happen. Can you imagine being in a situation where you're in crisis or you've experienced some sort of traumatic event and now you have to go to up to 23 different places trying to coordinate services for yourself? It's just an undue burden for a survivor. And so that's why the Family Justice Center model exists. We want to make things very easy and seamless and safe for survivors.
Yeah, one-stop shop. I really like that.
Got it.
I love that overview. Let's talk a little bit closer, take a closer look at the various victims that you're serving at the Family Justice Center, starting with domestic violence survivors. Can you describe a typical survivor of domestic violence and the services that are available to them?
Sure. I don't know that there is a typical domestic violence survivor. Like, we work with a variety of individuals from all different backgrounds, all different socioeconomic levels, all different ages, all different genders. So domestic violence and abuse does not discriminate. That being said, the victimization that we see most at the Family Justice Center is domestic violence. That's the primary thing that people come to the FJC for. With elder abuse being a close second. So while they're on site at the Family Justice Center, they get to decide how much or how little they want to participate. They can receive legal services, help with restraining orders, counseling, you name it, and we've probably got it on site. And the survivor gets to determine what that road looks like.
Yeah, that's great. Important services that you're providing there. Let's talk about that second category of victims, the elder abuse. You said you see a lot of that. What kinds of abuse are elders suffering, and what kind of services can you provide for elder abuse victims?
No, that's a great question. For elder abuse, it kind of runs the gambit. You can have neglect, financial abuse, where a caregiver has abandoned their post or taken advantage of their um, uh, position as a caregiver and has taken advantage financially and misusing of a person's funds. It can be emotional abuse, physical abuse. All of those things happen to our seniors, and we have a rather large senior population here in Sonoma County. So, our on site partner working with elder abuse is Council on Aging. And through Council on Aging, we're able to connect those survivors with all sorts of community resources. We can help with referrals to emergency housing, we can help with referrals to counseling, all sorts of legal advocacy, just making sure that they understand their rights and know what's available to them.
That's great. A lot of things you can do for them then.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Another category of victim you serve is victims of sexual abuse.
Yes.
What can the Family Justice Center do for them?
Yes. So again, because we have so many partners on site, we're able to make sure that the survivor can get everything that they need in one place. So our partner with the sexual assault survivor is Verity. You may be familiar with Verity. And again, they're able to offer crisis support and advocacy. They're able to do accompaniment when we're having like forensic exams or interviews, really walk a survivor through the steps. The court process in and of itself can be very like overwhelming and frightening for survivors. So to really have someone that can like walk with you through the entire process is key. And it also makes sure that our survivors are feeling safe and that all of their needs are being met.
Yeah. Wow. There's also probably some of the more horrific stories you hear are from survivors of child abuse. It's unfortunate, but you do see some child abuse victims. What services can you provide them?
Yes, you're correct in that some of the more horrific stories that we hear are in relation to child abuse. Our partner on site for child abuse cases is the Redwood Children's Center. We're able to do, again, all of the forensic exams there. They are available for emergency crisis exams and interviews. Again, setting families up, excuse me, setting families up with counseling and support, also walking them through the court process and being able to connect them to other programs within the community as well as possibly our Camp Hope program. So there are a lot of options for our, I call them littles, but there are a lot of options for our youth. And we make sure that we're doing it in a manner that makes them feel safe, that makes them feel comfortable. The environment is very like child friendly to where when you come in, there's like a giant bean bag. There are a lot of toys and pictures and weighted blankets and things that make our kiddos feel safe and comfortable to share their story and hopefully, get justice.
Yeah, that's really important work. I know, dealing with children that have been through some trauma and putting them at ease and getting them the support they need. That's great work.
Yeah.
Amid all of this, you're also working on ending human trafficking as well. To add one more thing to your list, how does someone identify a victim of a potential victim of human trafficking, and what kind of support can you provide for these people?
Yeah, that's a little tougher in terms of identification because what is required is the community, right? The community are the eyes and ears. So you're looking for folks who maybe are a little bit fearful, maybe don't have stable or secure housing, maybe there's some identifiable tattoos, maybe you're witnessing coercive control or someone who is being controlled or they don't have their own communication like a cell phone, etc. So it's little things like that, but as community members, those would be things that you would notice and be like, that's odd, right? It might be something that catches your attention. And so the community is the eyes and ears for reporting that and or sharing information about Family Justice Center and where they can receive free and confidential help. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you're relying on people to help identify
Yes,
or
absolutely.
refer people or connect people with their services.
Yes. And then we also get referrals from law enforcement, of course, and other community-based agencies. Like maybe they've come in for a different service. Maybe they've come in for like financial assistance, and the person that is providing them the service is like, something is amiss here. Maybe let me give you this information. So, yeah, it requires the community.
And you're working closely with the district attorney's office as well.
Absolutely. And we have a human trafficking task force, which consists of members from the district attorney's office, law enforcement agencies, other community providers. Verity is also a part of that task force, Redemption House. And we're all looking at ways that we can educate the community so they know what they're looking for, making sure that the information is in people's hands so that they can provide it on site. And we're also in the process of doing a poster campaign to where, let's say, our survivors in a restroom at a restaurant or something like that, like different places where the information can be made available.
Yeah, that's great. And I know you also provide your own free legal services. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we have a variety of free legal services at the Family Justice Center, and we have a couple of partners that help us do that. So we have legal aid on site, and they help with our restraining orders, domestic violence restraining orders. We have the family law facilitators that can help with emergency legal needs. And we also have Catholic Charities that helps with UNT visas when we have survivors that are also going through the immigration process. So those three organizations on site at the FJC help us to really like coordinate services and again make sure that survivors know what their rights are, what can and can't be done. Sometimes it's things like maybe tenants' rights where a landlord is trying to get a survivor to leave because the police have been to their apartment too many times. Like, can they do that? Can they not? If I put my abuser out, can I change the locks? Can I not? So we're able to make sure that they have the information that they need to make safe and informed decisions.
Wow, really important stuff. That's
Yeah.
great. You deal with a lot of trauma and, it's a lot of darkness, but there is some light when the healing process begins. Talk to me about Camp Hope and how that's a transformative experience for the children that get to go there.
My absolute favorite, Camp Hope. So Camp Hope is for youth that have been exposed to abuse or family violence. It's for students that are aged 7 to 12 or 13 to 17. We typically have two groups. The camp consists of a 6-day sleepaway camp. We go to Etna, California, and have a great time, do all the things, horseback riding and whitewater rafting, you name it, we're doing it. But also while they're there, they're learning skills about how to calm their nervous system, how to manage their trauma responses. They are building community where they're getting to meet other students who've had similar experiences. They're having positive adult relationships for some of them. This is the rare occasion where they do have some like positive adult role models to kind of like share their thoughts and feelings with. But it doesn't just stop there with a 6-day sleepaway camp. We have a year-round mentorship program, our Pathways program, where that continues throughout the course of the year. So yes, the 6-day sleepaway camp is like the students definitely look forward to it, but it's not just a one and done. We keep in contact with our families and continue to provide them service and support all throughout the year.
Wow, what a great experience. That must be really amazing to see the children go through that and really transform and start their healing process.
Yes, they're a very resilient bunch. They're going to keep you on your toes for sure, but also it's great to make sure that they're learning skills that they can take with them to school, that they can take with them home. I think sometimes when we are working with adult survivors, we forget that they're littles. Like half of the folks that come to the FJC have minor children with them. So we want to make sure that our littles are also supported and have the skills that they need to not only stay safe, but also thrive.
That's great. Well, I know you also offer support for victims. Let me read the list. You have support groups, financial literacy courses, Reiki, yoga, art therapy, really great stuff. Why are these supports so important in the healing process?
Yeah, well, healing is not like a one-size-fits-all kind of a thing, right? What would work for you may not necessarily work for me. So we've tried to create a spectrum of programs to really be able to meet survivors where they are at. And those programs, we didn't just, off the top of our head decide like this is what we're going to do. We did focus groups with survivors who told us what they needed or what would have been helpful when they were going through the process. We also have a Voices program of survivor advocates that also shared, like, hey, this would have really been helpful, or we're getting a lot of feedback that this is needed. And so that's how the programs come to be. So things like financial literacy, that was one that was really sought after by survivors, right? You're trying to rebuild your life. Maybe you've never had your own checking account. Maybe your abuser has been the one that's always been in charge of the money or finances. And so to have some education about how they can manage their money or what that looks like to save for a goal was very important. Another thing in terms of like the support groups, being able to be in community with other folks who've had similar experiences can really go a long way in making sure that survivors are feeling seen, that they're staying safe, and just help them to continue to navigate through the process, because it can take some time before you're feeling safe.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. How can a victim connect with the Family Justice Center and access your services?
Yes. So we have a drop-in center, so they can come to the FJC.
What's the address?
The address is 2755 Mendocino Avenue, and we are in Santa Rosa. So they can drop by Monday through Friday. We're open 8:30 to 4:30. No appointment is needed. They can also call. And
What's the number?
Yes. The number is 565-8255. So they can call, they can schedule an appointment if they want to, they can drop in. We can do the services over the phone. We can do the services via Zoom if they would like, if there's transportation issues, et cetera, and they can't get there. No problem. We can do it over the phone. We can do it by Zoom. But we can also do drop-ins, and we're the only place in Santa Rosa where you can drop in without an appointment and receive services for all of those victimizations. Like, we're the only ones doing that. In addition, all of our services are available in English and Spanish. So we really try to make sure that we're providing the services that people need, but also in a way that they can receive them. So, yeah.
How can someone support you? How can someone volunteer or donate, or what do you need? How can you, someone's listening to this and they want to support you, what can they do?
Want to be a part of the FJC team?
Yes.
We love it. So if you're interested in volunteering, there are a variety of ways that you can volunteer at the FJC. You can be doing things in the building, or you can be helping with the youth and the mentoring programs. You could be helping with events. There are a variety of ways to get involved depending on what your interests and strengths are. So if someone wants to do that, they can go to our website, and that's fjcsc.org. And there's a section called Get Involved. And there's a little form where you can fill out with your name and your telephone number. And one of our staff members will reach out to you with the process and orientation for coming to volunteer. There's also ways to be able to donate to the FJC programming. I think it's a misnomer where people think that all of the services that we provide at Family Justice Center are county funded, and they're not. All of our services are provided through grants and through donations from the public, people who recognize the work that we're doing and the importance of the work that we're doing, and they give money.
Wow.
So there's an opportunity for folks to do that on the website as well.
Great.
Yeah.
Say the website again.
It's fjcsc.org.
Great. Well, Marsha, is there anything else you wanted to add?
Yes, I don't know if people are aware, but right now we are really set to have the year with one of the highest numbers of domestic violence homicides in Sonoma County. Typically, we have about 1, maybe 2 domestic violence homicides during the course of a calendar year. Already this year, we've had 6. And so I just want survivors to know that services are available to them. They are free. They are confidential. And that survivors get to set the pace. And what that means is we're not going to force you to file a police report. We're not going to force you to leave your abuser. Like, you get to decide what it is that you want to do. So if you're interested in coming up with a safety plan, or maybe you're not sure what your options are and you just have questions, or you want to test the waters or come and talk, all of that is available to them at the FJC. And you can come back as many times as you would like. Again, free and confidential.
Wow.
So I
Well,
want people to take advantage and stay safe.
indeed. Well, you're doing such great work out there, Marsha, and thank you so much for the work you do and for coming here on SoCo Chat and sharing with us.
Yay. Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely. As a thank you for being our guest, we want to present you with one of our SoCo Chat coffee mugs.
We love a handy dandy coffee mug.
Yeah, you're welcome to take that with you. And to our listeners, we'd also like to give you a chance to win one of our SoCo Chat mugs. Just answer our trivia question and you'll be entered into our weekly drawing. As a reminder, our question today is, when is Domestic Violence Awareness Month? If you know the answer, call us at 707-565-2242 or email us at publicaffairs@sonomacounty.gov. Submit your answer as soon as possible for a chance to win that prize. Also, if you have comments about this or any other segment or have a suggestion for a topic for a future SoCo Chat discussion, please email us at that same address, publicaffairs@sonomacounty.gov. Thank you all, and we hope you continue to follow SoCo Chat on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, and of course, YouTube. See you next time. Thank you, Marsha.
Thank you.